Okay, April 1st, Deuteronomy 18:1 through 20:20. The priests, the Levites, all the tribes of Levi, all the tribes of Levi, shall have no part of the inheritance of Israel. They shall eat of the offering of the Lord made by fire, and his portion. Therefore they shall have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he said to them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from those who offer a sacrifice, whether it is a bull or a sheep, that they give the priest the shoulder, the cheeks, and the stomach, the first fruits of your grain, and the new wine, with all your oil, and with the first of the fleece for your sheep, you shall give him. For the Lord your God has chosen him out of all your tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. So if a Levite comes from any of your gates, from where he dwells among all Israel, and comes with all the desire of his mind to the place where the Lord has chosen, then he may serve in the name of the Lord his God, as his brethren the Levites do, and stand there before the Lord. They shall have equal portions to eat, besides what comes from the sale of his inheritance. When you come into the land which the Lord your God has given you, you shall not learn how to follow the abominations of these nations. Therefore, there shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, or one that interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one that can conjure spells, or a medium, or a spiritualist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord your God drives them out before you. You shall be blameless before the Lord your God. For these nations which you dispossess, listen to soothsayers and diviners, but as for you, the Lord your God has not appointed such to you. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me, Moses, from the midst of your brethren. That is a picture of Jesus. Notice prophet is capitalized as well. Him you shall hear, according to all you desire of the Lord your God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not again hear the voice of the Lord my God, nor let me see this great fire any more, lest I die. Because they didn't want to hear God speaking out of the midst, so God was going to come down. That's a picture right there of Christ, a prophecy. And the Lord said to me, What they have spoken is good. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among the brethren, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I commanded him. And it shall be that whomever will not hear my words, which he speaks in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, How shall we know the word of the Lord has not the word the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing that does not happen or come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken, the prophet has spoken presumptuously, you shall not be afraid of him. When the Lord your God has cut off the nations from the land your God has given you, and you dispossess them and dwell in their cities and in their houses, you shall separate 3 cities for yourself in the midst of your land, which the Lord your God has given you to possess. You shall prepare roads for yourselves and divide into 3 parts the territory of your land, which the Lord your God has given you to inherit, that if any manslayer may flee there, and and this is the case of the manslayer who flees there, that he may live. Whoever kills his neighbor unintentionally, not having hated him in the past, when a man goes to the woods with his neighbor to cut timber, and his hand swings a stroke with an axe to cut down a tree, and the head slips from the handle and strikes the neighbor so that he dies. He shall flee to one of these cities and live, lest the avenger of blood, while that his anger is hot, pursue the manslayer and overtake him, because he was because the way is long to kill him, though he was not deserving of death, since he had not hated the victim in the past. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall separate 3 cities for yourself. Now, if the Lord your God enlarge your territory as he swore to your fathers, and gives you the land which he promised to give your fathers, and if you keep all these commandments and do them, which I command you today, and love the Lord your God, and to walk always in his ways, then you shall add 3 more cities to yourselves besides these 3. The least innocent blood be shed in the midst of your land, which the Lord your God has given you as an inheritance, and thus guilt of bloodshed be upon you. If anyone hates his neighbor, lies in wait for him, rises up and strikes him mortally, so that he dies, and he flees to one of these cities, then the elders of the city shall send and bring him from there, and deliver him over to the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. Your hand shall not pity him, but you shall put away the guilt of the innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with you. You shall not remove your neighbor's landmark, which the men of old have set in your inheritance, which you will inherit in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. One witness shall not rise against a man concerning any iniquity or any sin that he commits. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses the matter shall be established. If a false witness rises against any man to testify against him of wrongdoing, then both men in the controversy shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges who serve in those days. And the judges shall make careful inquiry, and indeed, if any witness is a false witness who has testified falsely against his brother, then you shall do to him as he thought to have done to his brother. So you shall put away the evil from among you, and those who remain shall hear and fear, and afterwards they shall not again commit such evil among you. Your eye shall not pity life for a life, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot. When you go to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and people more numerous than you, do not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God is with you, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. So it shall be when you are on the verge of battle, and the priest shall approach and speak to the people. And he shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, today you are on the verge of battle with your enemies. Do not let your heart faint. Do not be afraid, and do not tremble. Do not be terrified because of them. For the Lord your God, he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. Then the officer shall speak to the people, saying, What man is there who has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle and another man dedicate it. Also, what man is there who has planted a vineyard and has not eaten it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle and another man eat it. And what man is there who is betrothed to a woman and has not married her? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in battle and another man marry her. The officer shall speak further to the people and say, What man is there who is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return to his house. His heart and his brethren faint like his heart. And so it is, and so it shall be when the officers have finished speaking to the people, that they make captains of the armies and lead the people. When you go near a city to fight against it, then proclaim and offer a peace. And it shall be that if they accept your offer of peace and open to you, then all the people who are found in it shall be placed under tribute to you and serve you. Now, if the city will not make peace with you, but war against you, then you shall besiege it. And when the Lord your God delivers into your hands, and you strike every male in it with the edge of the sword. But the women, the little ones, the livestock, and all that is in the city, all of it is spoil. You may plunder for yourselves, and you shall eat the enemy's plunder which the Lord your God gives you. Thus you shall do to all the cities which are very far from you, which are not cities of those nations. But when the cities of the people which the Lord your God has given you to inherit, you shall let nothing in that breathes remain alive. You shall utterly destroy them: the Hittite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, and the Hittite, and the Jebusite. Just as the Lord your God commanded you, let them teach you to do according to all their least they teach you to do, according to all their abominations, which the Lord, which they have done for their gods, and you sin against the Lord your God. When you besiege a city for a long time, while making war against it, take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. If you can eat of them, do not cut them down to use them in the siege, for the tree of the field is a man's food. Only the trees which you know are not trees for food, you may destroy to cut down to build siege works against a city that makes war with you until it is subdued. Luke, Luke 9:28 through 50. Now it came to pass, about 8 days after these sayings, he took Peter, John, and James and went up to the mountains to pray. As he prayed, the appearance of his face was altered, and his robe became like the white and glistening. And behold, two men talked with him, who was Moses and Elijah, who appeared in glory and spoke of his decease, which he was about to accomplish at Jerusalem. But Peter and those who were with him were heavy with sleep. And when they were fully awake, they saw his glory and the two men who stood with him. Then it happened as they were praying from him, that Peter said to Jesus, I'm sorry. Then it happened as they were parting from him. I was going to say, that didn't make sense. That Peter said to Jesus, Master, it is good for us to be here, and let us make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah, not knowing what he said. While he was saying this, a cloud came and overshadowed them, and they were fearful as they entered the cloud. And a voice came from the cloud saying, This is my beloved Son, hear him. When the voice had ceased, Jesus was found alone, but they kept quiet and told no one in those days any of these things that they had seen. And we just read when Moses said, A prophet will arise um, like me, hear him and see him. And there it is. Now it happened on the next day, when they had come down from the mountain, that a great multitude met him. Suddenly a man from the multitude cried out, saying, Teacher, I implore you, look on my son, for he is my only child. And behold, the spirit seizes him, and he suddenly cries out, and it convulses him, and that he foams at the mouth, and it departs from him with great difficulty, bruising him. So I implored your disciples to cast him out, but they could not. And Jesus answered and said, O faithful and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you and bear with you? Bring your son here. And as he was still coming, the demon threw him down and convulsed him. Then Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit, healed the child, and gave him back to his father. And they were amazed at the majesty of God. But while everyone marveled all these things which Jesus did, he said to his disciples, Let these words sink down into your ears, for the Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of men. But they did not understand this saying, and it was hidden from them, so they did not perceive it, and they were afraid to ask him about this saying. Then a dispute then there arose among them as to which would be the greatest. And Jesus, perceiving the thoughts of their heart, took a little child and set him by him, and said to him, Whoever receives this little child in my name receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. For he who is least among you all will be great. Now John answered and said, Master, we saw someone casting out demons in your name, and we forbade him from because he does not follow with us. But Jesus said to him, Do not forbid him, for he who is not against us is on our side. Psalms 73, 1 through 28. Psalm Aggas. I don't know who that is. Truly, God is good to Israel, to such are pure in heart. But as for me, my feet had almost stumbled, my steps had nearly slipped, for I was envious of the boastful when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For, for there are no pangs in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, and they are plagued like other men. Therefore pride serves as their necklace. Violence covers them like a garment. Their eyes bulge with abundance. They have more than heart could wish. They scoff and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongues walk through the earth. Therefore, his people return here, and waters of full cup are drained by them. And they say, "How does God know?" And their knowledge in the Most High, and is their knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly, who are always at ease. They increase in riches. Surely I have cleansed my heart in vain, and washed my hands in innocence. For all day long I have been plagued and chastened every morning. If I had said, I will speak thus, behold, I would have been untrue to the generation of your children. When I thought to understand this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of God. Then I understood their end. Surely you set them in slippery places. You cast them down to destruction. Oh, how they have brought desolation as in the moment. They are utterly consumed with terror. As a dream when one awakes, so the Lord, when you awake, you shall despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was vexed in my mind. I was so foolish and ignorant. I was like a beast before you. Nevertheless, I am continually with you. You hold me by my right hand. You will guide me with your counsel, and afterwards receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is none upon the earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart fall, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. For indeed, those who are far from you shall perish. You have destroyed all those who desert you for harlotry. But it is good for me to draw near to God. I have put my trust in the Lord God. Then that I may declare all your works. Proverbs 12:10. A righteous man regards the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Okay. See y'all tomorrow.